Hello, everyone, and welcome to the M&G Home Business Member Training. My name is Michael. I have Glenn here with me, and I'll introduce you to him in a moment if you haven't already met him. We're here to show you the incredible list builder that you have in your possession. 2 days ago, I did a training on all of the basics, and Glenn is going to get into more depth for those of you that want to take this to the next level. And I wanted to let you know that Glenn and I have been doing this for a really long time, and when we decided to launch this live, we did it because we knew there was nobody out there that could do what we're doing. There's literally hundreds of different list building programs and list building options that you have, and a lot of them are really good. A lot of them have great products, a lot of them have great features, and even some features that we don't have here. Not necessary features, but there's a lot of good list builders out there. But there is nobody out there, period, that can do what we're doing, because all of these list builders, they may have 100 features, but the one thing that they all leave out is the traffic. Glenn and I, me personally, I've been in the data business for 16 years now, and Glenn's been doing it longer than that. Glenn has been doing this since before the internet. He's been doing it when everybody was using leads for phone calls, direct mail. No text messages, anything. He's been in it. He's a pioneer in the industry. And together, we were able to put together a network of lead generating systems and people and networks that could actually provide us with the data needed to be able to give you the traffic and to be able to provide not only all the tools that are in this incredible list builder, but the traffic for the front end. So this is the only system that does that. And no matter what system you look at, no matter what features there are, and no matter how advanced you are in internet marketing, the one thing that is the most difficult to do and the most expensive to do is drive traffic to build your list. And that's what we do here, and that's why this went viral. We should have known, Glenn and I, how fast it was going to grow, but when this started, we figured we'd have maybe 25. If we were really lucky, we'd have 100 people at the end of the first month. We did 10 times that in our first week, and we're doing almost a new member every 90 seconds right now. So many of you that are members have experienced some of the bumps in the road that we experience, but just rest assured that Glenn and I are working 18 to 20-hour days to get this thing running as smoothly as possible. We have some of the biggest leaders in the industry. I mean, our leaderboard is a who's who in internet marketing, and some of the people that have just come on board and are going to be bringing on their huge teams are even more popular than that. Not to make anybody feel bad, but really, literally, the biggest names in the industry are coming on here because they know that what we're doing is a hole that needed to be filled in internet marketing for not only the people that are experienced, but especially for those people that could not succeed before. And you've probably all heard the stats that 97% of the people that try to make money online fail. And it's not because the tools aren't available to make the money, it's because people can't drive traffic. Most people that are looking to make money online can't afford a pay-per-click campaign. They can't afford to go out and place ads that are going to bring people to their funnels. Here at M&G Home Business at $39.95 a month, you get all of the tools that any list builders, any system out there is offering, but you get the most important thing, you get the traffic. And with our easy one form setup, you literally fill out the form to set up your system, and if you don't want to do anything else, you don't have to. The system starts working by itself. So with that, I don't want to take up any more time than I have to here, and I have Glenn standing by. So Glenn, I'm going to bring you on now. You just go ahead and take it away. Glenn's going to be sharing his screen with you and showing you the more advanced features and some of the basic features for you new members. But if this seems over your head, log into the members area, and there's a training video that I did just this past Wednesday that goes over just the basics. And if you're watching this video and you're feeling that overwhelmed, thinking that you're never going to be able to learn all this stuff, just remember this, that when you click the button on the quick start page and filled out that form with those 5 lines, those empty fields that you filled out, and you put in your URL, the one you wanted the system to advertise, you're done. The system is now set up, and it will be working if it's not already. So with that, everybody, this is Glenn Manger.
Hey, Mike, man, well said, Mike. Well said, and thank you so much. Hey, everybody, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's a Friday night. I'm going to make it well worth your while tonight. I'm going to go over some of the things that need to be done, with your new list builder. I'm going to be very, very thorough tonight. I'm going to be as simplified as I possibly can to show you how simple the system is to use. What I want to say tonight, though, is something that I didn't have when I was building my list builder, or even when I was building my system. And you guys have this. And what I want to get at is, imagine having every single person that you spoke to. Okay, imagine having every single person that's been redirected to your site. And that person is now in your list builder. Now, it could be 2 months, 2 days, 2 years. This is a system for life. This is a system that people are going to know who you are, and you probably don't know that. But tonight on the call, I'm going to show you how you can find out that they know who you are. Because behind your back, they have gone to your website. Behind your back, they have done a due diligence to see who you are. And I'm going to give you a lot of good tips tonight, guys. The tips that have helped the people in this industry go from an average Joe or an average Jane, okay, to some of the biggest builders in this, biggest, list builders in the system, biggest money earners in the programs that they're in. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to get started here with yous. So bear with me one quick second. I'm going to go onto our list builder.
Glenn, you are muted here, so can you speak for me?
Yeah, I'm here, but it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, is everybody with me?
Yep, we're here.
Okay, now what I did was I already logged in. Now, guys, when you guys log in, you're going to see something like this. So if you see this for the first time, you're going to look at this and say, okay, what is this? And there's a lot of little things.
On, 1 second, Glenn. I think, oh,
yeah.
Never mind. Go ahead. All right, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
That's okay. Okay, so you're going to look at this and you're going to wonder what to do. Now, I'm going to show you what the system does without going back into it, and then I will go back into it and explain everything to you. The first thing you're going to see is one autoresponder says 155_active, 151, excuse me. The second one says 151_2 active, and the third one says 151_3. I'm going to show you tonight how you can add to this, and how a lot of people get a lot of value out of their system from adding. All right, but for now, you see those three systems right there. Next to it, you see the new leads that came in today. I upgraded this today so I can show it to you. This has 801 leads in it. If you notice, it says no active in the first autoresponder. Now, the reason for that is that everybody that's opts in to your message, okay, is redirected into the second autoresponder, the second list builder, okay, which is right over here, 151_2. And of course, you see over here the pending leads, which is at 6,381. That's the leads that are in my system over the last 14 days. I'm going to show you later on how to download all your leads. I will kind of explain to you a little bit what the system does. So this, when we go back into it, you'll see everything. The first one says 151_active. If you have a pen and paper and you want to make some quick notes, that would be a good idea. So if you want to grab a pen and some paper, and the first thing we're going to talk about is your first list builder. I'm going to call them campaigns. Okay, we'll call 151_active a campaign. That has a 5-message series in it. A 5-message series that I've been using for probably more than 10 years. We know it works. It's short, sweet, to the point. The first message might go out to the person, dear so-and-so, you recently inquired about earning income utilizing the internet. To see how to get started working from home, click here. When the person does that, and now let's draw back on that a little bit. How did the person get there? Okay, it was first a lead, okay, that we're emailing. It's somebody that has requested information on a work from home business. So then they get that email I just explained to you. But more importantly, they liked what they read in the subject line. So they opened your mail. They liked what they read in the message body. So where it says for more information, click here, they're going to click that link and be redirected to your page. When they do that, we use what's called a propagation link. It has a cookie on it. And it captures the person's information, their requested information. They don't have to fill out a form. So what I want to say to people on this call, to me, that's a very, very strong lead. People say, well, I like people to fill out forms. To me, a lot of people don't like to fill out forms, especially since these people have filled out forms already. So they're not going to be so inclined to fill out another form. But they expressed an interest and went through, just a little bit to get to you. The message, the subject line, the message body, and then click here for more information. And then all that information now is moved automatically to 151_2 active, which would be your second active autoresponder. Remember, it has to say 2. Okay, if the people are moving to 3, you want to contact us and let us know that, because everybody should be moving to 2. Now, you can change it if you want, and I'm going to show you that in about 5 minutes how to do that. But for now, when we set it up, it goes from 151_active to 151_2. And of course, I'm using 151. You could have 700, you could have 900, you could have 1,000 or 2,000 underscore. But the main point is you'll see _active or _2. Okay, now when that happens, now that person's in autoresponder number 2 or list builder number 2. And that's the time when we're going to drip on that person, and that's your lead right now for life. So I want to show you something before we go into the system. If you just wanted to come back here and say, I just want to check and see, Glenn, what happened today, you can go right here where it says, see my URL clicks. Okay, it's right next to download all your leads, and it's over by your first autoresponder, first list builder, and you just see my URL clicks. When I click here, I come to the back office. You'll be seeing all of this in a little while. My URL tag 1, which has my link in it. I go see who clicked. Wow, it shows me. Now, there's only 2 back here, but you did see 18. The reason for that is my system is old, and I just refreshed it probably around the 5th. And then I shut it down, and I just opened it up again. So you can see that it was probably on the 4th and 5th. So I have 2 from the 5th that came in. So I'm going to close this window right now, but this is what you can do every day and see people back here. And I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to come back where I was before. And you can do the same thing on this one. So with that being said, you're just coming back here for the first time. Now you're going to log in and see what your list builder looks like. So I click here. This is your system. On your left-hand side, you'll see the total leads, as I mentioned to you, subscriber stats, the active, the pendings, the unsubscribes, and so forth on down the line. You'll see on the first page, you also see your people that are active subscribers, your deleted, and so forth. Now, you're not going to see any active subscribers here. Because why, guys? Because we moved them to number 2. You're only going to see pending here. You will not see any active. If you do see active, I'll show you how you can easily move that person. But for the time being, here's where you go from autoresponder or list builder to list builder. You just click that button, you can go to 2, you can go to 3. I'm going back to number 1 once again, guys. Now we're here. We're going to go to your first ones. Now, let me explain something. It's very, very important. This system was set up to use many, many different ways. A lot of this you don't need and we don't want, because we put a lot of different changes and scriptings in this to benefit you. For instance, we put a scripting in a benefit where you don't need to have a form filled out. Someone expressed an interest, they clicked your link, we redirected them to your website, your capture page, your movie. And I didn't really stress on that like I wanted to, and I want to mention more about that. People say, Glenn, where do I send people to? To me, the best thing to do is send somebody to something they're going to remember. Okay, if I send you to a website, sometimes you remember because sometimes the website has a little movie going. But if I send you to a capture page, the person's not going to remember that. But if I send them to a movie, and nowadays it's funny. This is really funny because we run all kinds of tests, and we actually show that people do not read anymore, but they listen. So if you redirect them to a page and there's a movie playing and somebody's talking, I call that person back, and that's what we tell people to do. Very, very little things, and I'm going to go into all those little things. I believe in calling somebody back. I really do. It's a business. You just got to give that personal touch. Because I'm not going to call nobody. Well, come on, go to a hardware store and not talk to somebody. You're not going to get, no business, no service. You've got to tell people who you are, and I'm going to get into all of this in a little while. But the main thing is you just make a quick phone call back. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I don't mean to bother you, Glenn. I was just at your website. Man, that was impressive. I saw two broke guys go from rags to riches. And you're going to ask that person if they have any questions. And hopefully they said to you, that was impressive. I was kind of using it the other way around, guys. Hopefully they say, yeah, that was pretty impressive. And then you could tell them all about it. Now what we do is we'll bring you to people. But guys, this is not a slam dunk. I'll tell you that. This is not 1985. When you say I could slam dunk people in programs make $1,000. There's too much news out there. Now we have a nice legitimate program, and you probably do too if you're working, some kind of a lotion or potion or something on AdWords. Because hey, I believe in work from home businesses. Think of everybody that wasn't in a work from home business and they weren't working. How many more people would be on unemployment? So I believe strongly in work from home businesses. I simply love work from home businesses. I've been doing it full time since 2001. I've been doing it part time since 1985. So and I sold a business to do it. So I mean I would do nothing else in the world than do a work from home business. So my point is that it's your business. Try running a business by not talking to people. So it's just a quick call and say, hey man, how you doing? I don't mean to bother you, just on my website. But you got to reflect back on something, and this is the little things you need to do. Now, the person says, "No, I didn't do that." Because here's the deal, guys, and it's very important now. The point is okay. I've just remember the leads that we use. I'm going to try to explain it. That's why please write all this down. A person might just have filled out a form. They might have just went online as a partial buyer, but didn't buy. Okay, and now you're calling them, and they might feel they're being pushed. So that at that time, you may be calling it a bad time. Maybe the spouse is there. They don't want me to know that you're getting involved in a work from home business. This is funny, but I hear it all the time. Maybe they had a fight with their neighbor. Maybe they had a fight with their dog. They had a fight with their spouse, their sons and daughters. You called it a bad time. But what our system does, it reflects on that. And it still moves that person into second order responder. And the only way that they can be removed from that second order responder or list builder, as you're building that list, is if they go in the back and they remove themselves. Or they send you an email and say, please remove me. And I see, once people opt in, they stay in. Because they don't know who you are, but they like the system you're using. They like your autoresponder. And that's another thing I always say. Lead with our marketing system. And then back end your product. Franco was on a call the other day. I don't want to mention any names tonight, but it was just so powerful. He says, Glenn, you really showed me something, 10 years ago. And that was showing something, give something to somebody free. Show them this marketing system. We know it's not free. Okay, but show it to them. Lead with the marketing system. They get one person, it's free. How many systems you get one person and it's free? So, this is all big and very, very important. So reflect back a little bit. What we said was very simple. Make a quick phone call to that person. If they respond to you, great. If they don't, they're an autoresponder number 2. And as I get into this call tonight, I'm going to show you more and more how we reflect back and move that person from AR2, List Builder 2 to List Builder 3, and so forth and so on. Okay? So that being said, autoresponder settings. And I did mention when I first came to this that this system was set up. Okay, so there's a lot of things here you don't need. And I'll go into that. But let's go to everyone for you. Autoresponder from settings. This is something where the person's going to see where the ad's coming from. This is your customized, your personalized system. That's why it makes it your customized and your personalized lead. The information that's sent out is your name. The information that's sent out is your email. By the person opted into a confirmation link, they're requesting information from you. And that's easy enough. You want to change it, you can change it back here. You want to put admin, you could put admin. If you wanted to put whatever you wanted to put, it's your system, guys. You can put whatever you want. Okay, I'm going to go back now to confirmation email mail message. You don't have to worry about that. We already took care of that. Don't even touch it. Don't even look at it. As I mentioned to you, there's things you can do and things you don't need to do. Don't touch it. Campaign settings. Okay, this is something I talked about earlier. Okay, this is where you move people from campaign to campaign. Your campaign should be set up, and it should say all leads are moved to number 2 active. Unless you decided, okay, that you created on autoresponder 3. I showed you number 3. Okay, I set up 3 autoresponders. Can you go and move the people from 1 to 3? You can, and I'm going to show you that in a little while. But why would you want to do that if 3 doesn't have any messages? You don't. But you can add messages, and then you would. Okay, so let's go back, and I'm going to show you how you do that. So once again, you go to configuration, you go to campaign settings, you select below. Now I want to move those people now, all those leads from number 1 to 3. I come right here and I select 3. I hit set up now, and now everybody's being moved to number 1 to number 3. Now, why would people want to do that? Well, first of all, I do set up 3 for you. It has no messages. Number 2 has 7 generic messages, all set up for you. And the 7 messages that are set up are messages that you would normally say if you called somebody back. The first one is do you have any questions after reviewing my website? That's a good question to ask, guys, because, you know, that's what they did. I called you. I called and emailed you. Messages like that. But there is 7 messages to go out. I'm going to show you the best message and the one that gets the most callbacks, and that's the one why you want to make sure your phone number is correct. And we're going to get into that shortly. Okay? So for now, we went over this. The first message is 5 messages, okay, which you cannot touch. You cannot alter them. It's got confirmation links in them. You cannot touch them. The second message is what you can edit if you like. And we have the leads going from the first message to the second message. And then the third message, of course, is where if you want to send them there, you can. And other times people do that is they say, Glenn, I don't really want to, you know, make a lot of messages, but I want to broadcast to people. And they broadcast them from back number 3, which you can do. Again, it's your system. What I suggest doing is let them go from list builder 1, autoresponder 1, okay, to autoresponder 2. Let them get to 7 messages, and then don't stop. I see 90% of the people, maybe 80% of the people, that's all they do. The 20%, and it's always the 20-80 rule or 80-20 rule, whatever you want to say, they're the ones that are successful because they have multiple autoresponders, which we're going to see tonight how to do that. Okay, but I just wanted to explain to you the value and the benefit of doing it before we get there. So with that being said, okay, this particular setup, it goes from 1 to number 2, 7 messages, 14 days, 2 days apart. The first autoresponder is 5 messages, 3 days apart. So if you're new on this call and you say, Glenn, I'm not getting, the results I want to be getting, give it time, because remember, 5 messages, 3 days apart. It takes how many days, guys? 15 days for all 5 messages are engaged. That's when you start seeing premium results. Okay, so with that being said, let's go back to where we were. We were just at campaign settings. And I'm just going to go over it because I like to, kind of go over things. And I'm going to show you, you click campaign settings, you come back here, you're gonna make sure that the number 2 is up here, and you're gonna set up now. Again, if it's not, it's very simple to make sure the right one's in. Okay, you want to always see here _2. Okay, we're going to go to your custom personalization tags. These are not URL tags. These are personalization tags. Why would you use that? Well, I had companies with over the 80 messages. Now, what you do, and this is a platform, guys. Again, write this down. This is a platform for all your people. What I'm getting at is you have something. You always want something to show your people. Okay, you want to show them your vitamins. You want to show them your telecommunication program. You want to show them these things. I understand that. But I did say to lead with your list building program. Why? Because everybody needs a list. And if you have a platform and you wrote your own messages, your company-specific messages, this is going next level now, guys. This is taking it to the next level. And you have an 80-message series all about your company-specific program. You're sitting back and you're doing your job. And I've always believed, people say, I want to quit my job. If you got a job, keep your job. Always add to your income. Don't take away from your income. Add to your income. And use a system like this, because that's what it's all about. You have a system now that works when you're working. It works when you're on vacation. It works when you're sleeping. And you can't ask for more than that. I didn't have a system like that when I, growing up with this. But you do. A list building system. And I mean, it just excites me when I all of this. But anyhow, getting back to what I was saying here. Okay, why do we have custom tags? It's very simple. Because why? The person's going to put their name. Okay, now, names you can put here, or you could actually use them in your custom URL tags. It doesn't make a difference, but people like to use them here. So you might have, first name, last name, and so forth and so on in here with the different codes. You can put, and as you can see, there's 1 through 50 of them. I'll show you, where you do this. But anyhow, you would put the different, for instance, it might say director. So you might put director here. It might say president or vice president, whatever. But that's what custom tags are. I don't use custom tags as much as a lot of people do. I kind of like my URL tags because they work great. And it doesn't have to be a URL, guys. Okay, it can easily be your, like I was saying, and sometimes it's easier to do it here. Okay, so the first tag in this particular system, okay, is where? It's my website, and that's what you're going to do. I showed you earlier how you can see who clicked. So if you were putting this, you might put, you might come here. Give me 1 second. What I want to show you here. Okay, well anyhow, you're back here, and you're going to put, my URL tags. You're going to put, you can put your first name, your last name, and so forth. And every message that we set up already has that for you, so you don't have to worry about it. It goes off of your account. Okay, your first name, your last name, and your phone number. Okay, so going back here, we went over the custom URL tags, email header and footer. Again, it's something you don't have to worry about because we do your messages for you. This was set up for people years back that actually did things like this. Okay, in your case, you don't have to worry about it. Sign up success redirect. It's something, again, that we do. You don't have to worry about it. Confirmation required redirect. Don't worry about it. This is all ours. This is all for us. A lot of this, we don't do custom questions. You don't need it. The demographics, it's the same thing. It's different questions which we don't use. You don't need it with our system. Our system is set up to do what it does, and what that does is to redirect people to your page, drive traffic to your page, let them see your page. Okay, and that's what we do. There's no other reason in the world for you guys to use these things. We have them back here, and that's for other people. Form code. Form codes do work. Um, this is something we'll probably have to go over another time. To me, guys, it's not needed. You know, we're driving traffic to your page. When a person clicks the link, they're going to end up in your back office. So that's your form codes. Messages. Okay, let's just review the messages real quick. I mentioned to you they're 3 days apart, as you can see. So after 15 days, the messages are done. And we have to remove the person. By law, we can only prospect somebody for so long. After we're done prospecting, we have to remove them. So with that being said, here's the messages that you cannot touch. Okay, we're going to go over the ones that you can edit if you want. So I'm going to try to go through this autoresponder very quick. This is the first one. Set or allow message feature. This is something again that you're not going to use this from because we already email these people, copy messages from an autoresponder. I did mention that to you. This is something that I'll probably have to set up for you. So if you have yourself, it's talking about for a platform for people. If you have a group that's going to follow you, and you're going to have a message series, and you're going to actually come here, and you're going to select add an autoresponder. Okay. Now let's say you wanted to move them to number 4. You come back here. You said enter an autoresponder name you want to use. Let's just say I put in here. I'm going to put this would be a follow-up, but I don't know. I'll just say follow-up. We'll just say follow-up, and then I usually use an underscore. I'm going to put a 4 in front of this too, guys. And it's just, you can do it anything you want. 4 underscore follow-up at A1 marketing team. Enter a name to be shown from the name going out to the email autoresponder. You can use admin. All right. And then, of course, enter a valid email address. I'll just put a admin at a1marketingteam.com. It's going to ask me, do I want to remove the people from any of these? There's no need to. But I'm going to set this up so we have it back here, okay? So I'm going to go to my account, and now I'm able to send people to this autoresponder. Follow up, okay, number 4. Let's go back to where I was. Matter of fact, let's just go to number 2, because number 2 is from here on out has everything that number 1 had. So we're going to start here where we were back. Now remember, this is list 2, and as I mentioned to you, you can actually change the messages in 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. You can do whatever you want. Now we're going to go here. We're going to view mail. Okay, we'll go back to messages. Sorry. View and add messages. This is where you can go here and edit a message. The way you do that is you come back over here. You get the number E. But I remember I said earlier I wanted to show you number 7. 7 brings the most return calls. So if I go here and I hit edit, this is a message that is the last message they receive. So it says here, dear so-and-so. Now you see what I told you, everything is all coded. It has the full name, has the email, has my phone number, so it's all coded. And the way you do your personalization tags is right here. Okay, first name, last name, full name, address, all the way down the line. And that's through the whole system. Okay, so with that being said, with your personalization tags, this message, the reason why people call you back, it says, dear John or dear so-and-so, I hope I have provided you with the information you were looking for working from home. I have tried to contact you but not been able to. I still like to communicate with you. Perhaps you have a program you feel very strong about. Give me a call and we can swap ideas. After all, R&R business is all about being diversified. Think about it. Go to a gas station, have coffee and a bagel. Or now I go to my Kentucky Fried Chicken, order Taco Bell. The businesses are teaming up and so are we. Give me a call and let me know what you're doing. I love the idea of multiple streams of income. Talk to me soon. Now, guys, of course we don't. This is where you have broad shoulders and you turn that person to your program. Do it in a nice way. I can't see if anybody's got a better program than we have. So if they don't want to look at your main program, you show them, well, what are you doing for your marketing? What are you doing for advertising? What are you doing to drive traffic to your page? You'll be surprised how many people have people call them back with this message, or you can actually, if they call you back, you could spin them around into your program. Now, while we're back here, we're just going to show you HTML codes. This is an HTML code. Here's your HTML editor. So if you click it, you'll see everything over here is an HTML code. Now, of course, a lot of you might say, Glenn, I don't know how to do that, man. That's kind of hard. All right, what you can do is you can use something called Coffee Cup. You can use something called Front Page. Or the system is set up so that you can just go in here and edit it. You know, just kind of edit it a little bit. As long as you end your messages, it will use a break in it. And it does. You know, click here. Okay, so what is this all about? Right, guys? Remember, this is a link. Now, the way you actually would hyperlink this is, you see I just colored it in blue. Up here you have what's called you know, a bookmark, and next to your bookmark is a hyperlink. If you click hyperlink, you see what I have here, guys? My URL 1. Why do I have my URL 1? It's very simple, because I want to know when people click here. You know, I have people saying, Glenn, could I put my my URL here? You can. But when you go back to see who clicked here, it's not going to show you. Remember, guys, don't try to alter the system too much, because we made changes to beautify the system so you know when people clicked here. If you put your link here, it's not going to know. But it will, you know, see that you have a my URL 1 back here. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, what about TXT? If you want to copy this, I'm sure some people know what an href code is. It's the same thing, guys. You just copy this and use this code. It's not that hard. It might look hard, but just these little bit of things, you'll know. And I'll tell you, nowadays, I believe that more HTML code, you know, more HTML messages go out. Over the years, the fact was we use TXT because if someone doesn't accept HTML, maybe they're blocking you for some reason, they used to accept text. Now, while I'm on that subject of blocking, you have to understand what we're doing, guys, and this is very important, and I'm going to go into a lot of things. But we do get blocked at times. You know, we're human like everybody else, and we have ways of getting right back on track again. But that's what you have to do when you have an autoresponder system. So what you're going to look at is the fact that we have a marketing system for you, a list building system, and you're going to have people that are going to be in your system. And what I want to reflect back upon is something I always reflect back upon. What's the value of that lead? To me, that value of that lead is worth a lot. Okay, first of all, they're in your system, they know who you are, they've been redirected to your page, and now you're dripping on them. And every so often, you can go back and broadcast to these people. So what I want to do for now is I want to come back here, and I want to go to subscribers, or send mail, and I want to mail all subscribers. Because when you broadcast to people, this is where you want to build a rapport with them people. This is where you want to build a bridge to the people. What works very well is having something in common with them. A lot of times these people don't know, and you got to put yourself in the same position. At one time you didn't know anything about working from home. The same thing with these people. You got to put yourself in their shoes. And by you writing to them, you might hit something that they're interested in. It could be something about Tony Robbins. It could be something about Bob Proctor. It could be something about Les Brown. These are my mentors. These are people that I've learned to read about for the past 10, 20 years. You know, watching a Les Brown you know, video. But actually, it was probably a, I don't even know what they used to call them anymore, CDs back then or whatever they were. You know, a Joe Schroeder CD. These are people that were big, in, you know, are big in the industry, and you could send an email to somebody, you know, about one of the things that they say, or you know, anything that would catch their interest. You might want to tell the person who you are. Hey, you know, I'm a real person out there. I was a carpenter. I do it full time. I'm a carpenter. I do it part time. An extra $1,000, a month really changes my life. It pays for pays for part of my mortgage, my car payment. And that's the things, guys, that I say about being proactive. And that's what the broadcasting does. You can also broadcast to people, okay, about conference calls. That's powerful. Behind your back. Behind your back, people are going to conference calls or webinars, we call them now. Back then it was conference calls, now they're webinars. Okay, but it's very simple. You just come back here, mail all subscribers, you hit HTML code, or you want to do in plain text, send now, and just fill it out. Click here to get a list of personalization tags. They're all here. And that's all you do. You put that in your message, and you broadcast to the person. And you also have a copy of everybody you broadcasted. So that's powerful. These are all things you do behind your back. And as I mentioned earlier, some people say, Glenn, after they're done going through autoresponder 1 and going through autoresponder 2, I bring them to number 3. And number 3, I just use that as a broadcast. Because the thing you don't want to do is if we're emailing them in number 2, you can feel free to broadcast them because they are 2 days apart. But you don't want to over-broadcast anybody because every time that we mail somebody, we have to give them the right to remove themselves. So every time that we do, they have the right to remove themselves and option out. And that's what you don't want to do. So if people say, Glenn, I'd just rather move them to number 3, and then I could broadcast them, from there. Because you can move your lead wherever you want. You can say this could be for broadcasting because they've been with me for a year. These could be for people that I'm going to drip on for the next 6 months. Okay, you have all those options. And I showed you how to do that earlier. Remember, campaign settings? You went to configuration and campaign settings? That's how you move to people. All right, so I kind of showed you here how to send them mails, but let's go back to this a little bit. I did say how you can set or allow copy message feature. And I mentioned to you that's something that I would have to set up for you. And I can do that. So what you would do is you'd say, Glenn, I have an 80 message series. I would give you my Skype. And I can either set you up so you can do it, or I can do it for you. And that's how that works. And it would just be click, click. You say, all I would need would be the person's last name, what their account number, and I can take care of that for you. And like I was saying earlier, you have a platform for those people. Copy messages from an autoresponder. We went over that. Remove or allow copy feature. We don't have to worry about that. Do split mailings. Okay. If you have to, you can do it. This allows you to send 2 different emails to 2 groups of subscribers. It's simple. You just hit HTML code, send now, and same thing. You just fill out and you see there's double instead of 1. Okay. And I don't suggest it because, like I was saying earlier, that if you send somebody an email, they can remove themselves. And to me, you send an email out and send another one out. But it's like here, it says number of subscribers to send the first email to. Again, I don't suggest doing it. You currently have 18 subscribers, so I can put 9 in here and then 9 on the bottom. But if you have to use it, it's there for you. All right, we'll go to the next one here. We did mail custom fields. You don't have to worry about that. We went over that kind of earlier. Those are the ones that I was showing you. For custom questions. And again, we have all this back here, not for you, not for our group because we don't need it. Mail demographics, we don't need it. Added schedule mailing, okay, that you can use. You just come back here, you'll put tonight's, let's see, I'm not going to be around all day today. I'm not going to be around tonight. Today I got to work. Tonight I'm going shopping. I'm taking the wife out to dinner. I'm going to a movie. So let me do this morning. So I come back here, I hit send now, and I can actually select the month, select the day, select the year, and you can actually have this this email go out when you want it to go out. And that's helpful sometimes for people too. You would do that the night before. All right, here you got that feature there. Edit or view schedule mailings. Here you can actually edit them, view them. You can line them up. For instance, you can say, okay, I want one to go out on the 1st, I want one to go out on the 3rd, I want one to go out on the 5th. and you're just being proactive. You know when the webinars are, and so if someone has a steady conference call, you can just do that, and that allows you to do that. Send mail, edit, view, schedule mailings. We just did that. Mail history. You can see the history that you've done when you broadcast. Of course, I haven't done any back here, so there's none back here. And then email all autoresponders. Okay, here's what I was telling you about broadcasting. It will not mail to your first one. Just so you know, it will not, because we're mailing. Remember, we're mailing that person and that first autoresponder, the first list builder. We're doing them 5 times, 3 days apart. So you can't do it there, but you can do it on your second one, your third one, and and so on, fourth one, and so forth. Moving on. Subscribers. You want to view your active subscribers. Remember, you cannot see any. Remember, we showed this in the first autoresponder because why? Because everybody's moved to number 2. But let me show you how we move them now. Because I say, okay, Tom Quinn, I want to move him. I want to move this one. I want to move that one. I want to move these guys here. So it's very simple. I click who I wanted to move. I put manage select. I have everybody selected I want to move. I hit move checked. Manage select. I come here and I want to move them number 3. I hit move now. And your selected subscribers have moved to number 3. So all these people now have gone to number 3. So I come back here, I put view active subscribers, and now they're gone. If you noticed, I moved the oldest ones. You don't have to, but I did. Now the other thing I want to show you can do back here is I just talked to Robert Jensen. So I come back here, notes. It's a little notes. Okay, today is the 7th. So it's very simple. I come back here, I click 3-7. Okay, spoke with Robert. Call back. I'm going to call him back on 314. So boom, done. 314. And then I'm going to save it. Now if I wanted to remind myself about this, I can come back here. I wish my eyes were better, guys. and I can just remind myself, when to call that person back, set up a reminder. It'll send me an email reminding me to call Robert back. So I just copy and paste it, put it in here, and it's done. Let's go back. We're on subscribers, view all subscribers. So I showed you how to do notes. There's no reason anymore. You can, manage a subscriber back here. This is, again, where you can move the people. But this is, you are moving Jensen by himself. I showed you how to move the, other ways you can move them, but you can move them that way also. You can delete the subscriber back here. You can, if someone says, remove themselves, you can just come back here and delete them. We showed you how to do notes. Now you can reset the message. If you click reset, it'll actually start that person on message number 1 all over again. And you can actually do that to the whole group, but we'll see that in a little while. You click view pending subscribers, and oh gosh, we don't have nobody. And you know why? For the simple fact that you have no pending subscribers in your second system. Remember, all pending subscribers are people that are requesting information from you. Autoresponder 2 that we're in right now, or list builder number 2, are people that have already requested information, and they're in your system because they accepted the information from you. So that's why there's no pending back here, and that's why you only have subscribers back here. And that's why you have no subscribers in number 1. Okay, because number 1 is all pending subscribers. I hope I explained that, because I have a lot of people ask me that question. View deleted subscribers. Well, I've done this before, guys. These people are going to be back here a long time. Some people make mistakes. They remove themselves. It's only a quick phone call. But you have the option. You have the option. Okay, you can't email the person no more because they removed themselves, but you have all their information back here. I can't do it. You can do it. That's the other thing you can do with all your pending leads. People say, Glenn, what can I do with all my pending leads? Well, a lot of people have dialing systems. You can put them in dialing systems and use them for a dialer. A lot of people, and we're emailing them, and you're dialing them. A lot of people have Sometimes they take them and they have their own way to email people. Leads are powerful. I mean, they're valuable. So yeah, I showed you earlier. The last thing I'm going to do on this call is show you how you can export your leads and save them. Someday you might have a mailer, some kind of a mailer, and you can do it. And maybe I think me and Mike in the future are going to be actually selling mailers to people. Remember, we can only. I'm not saying a list builder or an autoresponder because we won't do that. Okay, but you can mail that. You can mail the people. Okay, so let's move on. So we explained to you, your deleted subscribers. Add a single subscriber, guys. Everybody asks me this, and it's pretty easy. But the way you do this, it depending on what system you're in, or what list builder you're in, what autoresponder you're in. Okay, if I go to select autoresponder and I'm in number 1, and I collect here subscriber, add single subscriber, it'll add that person to number 1. If I'm in select autoresponder and I'm in number 2, and I select add single subscriber, it'll add that person in number 2. So let's do it. I'm going to go here. First name, Glenn. My last name, Manger. I'm not going to put a whole bunch in here, guys. I do need an email. Always remember, you got to put an email. It won't take it without an email. Okay, so I put the email in. You don't have to put your address. You don't have. Remember, this is information for you anyway. And I have to ask you where you want to start the message. Remember, we just put it on number 2, and I'm going to start the message on number 1. Okay, I don't need the address. I don't need the city, state, zip. I don't need my phone either. So I'm going to put add now. Boom. Hey, admin, A1 mark team was imported into your autoresponder. We'll receive message 1 when the system sends you a follow-up. So now I'm in number 1. Excuse me, I'm in number 2, guys. Sorry about that, but they're going to send me message 1. Okay. So let me go back here. I'm going to go to view all subscribers. One second. Okay, custom question. Where am I at? Okay. We did view active subscribers, view pending subscribers, view delete subscribers. We did the add single subscriber. Okay, so now I'm added, but it doesn't put me in as an active subscriber until I click the link. So when I receive the message, I'll be clicking the link, and that'll put me as an active subscriber. Advanced subscribers. You're going to have people who are going to tell you to please remove me. You're going to say, I didn't request any information. Please remove me. And you have to remove them. As I mentioned earlier to you about how people are. Some people feel you're pushing them. They want to just look at the information on their own. They want to take their time and they want to look at the information. Other people are different. They're glad to get a phone call from you. It's just you just don't know, okay? But if they say remove themselves, you just come back here, you put the email address in, and you ban them, and that's all there is to it. Ban email, and it's done. And you have to do that. List edit ban subscribers. It would show you all the people you banned. Ban domains. This is something that really is not for you guys because you really don't select who you're mailing. You don't have an import feature, and we protect you about that. If I allowed everybody to put their leads in here, I'd have a big problem. We'd be shut down, guys. You'd be having your domains blocked. Every email I have information about where it came from. I got the IP address. I got the date and timestamp. So I have protection on mine, and that's the reason why we don't allow people to put into our system. And as I mentioned to you, the leads that we use, okay, are single subscribers, double subscribers, buyer data, and partial buyers. Okay, those are the leads. And while I'm here at that subject, what I want to reflect back upon, guys, is that you're getting 400 leads a day. The system says 300, but I know you're saying you're getting 400. That's 12,000 leads. Even at a penny a lead, okay, that's $120. Even without a marketing system, because you got yourself a marketing system you have for life, and you have a system that you have the option to get paid. Okay, I mean, up to 10 levels on some of them, and we're gonna have some unbelievable, packages in here and products in here that no one's gonna be able to touch us. So I wanted to just say that what you're getting, for that price, why I'm on that subject. But what you're not getting, okay, is a lead. Okay, that is $1 lead. You have to understand that. And what we're doing is I'm trying to strengthen that lead. These are leads that have, my leads are within 30, some are within 30 days old, some you're getting a lot fresher. And I'm trying to rotate that. Some are older, but what I want to say is that the leads are leads that are people that should be very responsive. We remove all the hard bounces. So there's a lot that we do, with the lead, to make sure it's a good lead for you. And my comparison was about, people say to me about, Glenn, I could buy, 100 survey leads, and I could buy, 200 survey leads. You're not going to get a good survey lead unless you pay 80 cents to $1. And the thing is that you're not, the system, you can only talk to probably about 1 out of every 7 people you call. That lead now costs you $7. And most people, I'm sure you bought surveys, a lot of people on this call, what do you do with them? It's not like they're in your list building system. It's not like it's people that are going behind your back to your website. These people didn't see nothing. And you're probably just going to put them on your hard drive, and they're just going to rot on your hard drive. And it's a waste. So that's what I want to show you. I really want to show you the value of this system, and I really want people to use it and get the most out of it. And that's the reason for this call tonight. All right, for the little things. I think I showed you a couple little things to do. But I just wanted, while I was on that subject, I just wanted to go over that with you. So, with this being said, I pretty much showed you everything. Stats tracking, I'm not concerned about stats tracking. It's something that we don't need. You don't need stats tracking. Why don't you need it? Because, when you click where it says, see who clicked here, and you got your own tracking link, it doesn't work. It doesn't tell you, see who clicked here. We already know who clicked there because they clicked your propagation link. Okay, that says, your custom URL 1 and so forth and so on. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you do that, it defeats the purpose of the system. You're not building your list. Not with us, at least you're not. So this, you don't even need any of this. So I just want to go back real quick because I want to show you how you can download your leads. Then me and Mike will take whatever questions you have. I told you about, the different marketing, the different systems that we have, your different list builder systems here. I went over that. I went over the active leads. As you see, the new lead that I added is right here. Remember, I have to opt out into it. So I'm going to receive an email. And when I do, it's going to move me to an active lead. Right now, it's just like a new lead. So you can't expect, to put the person in and see their name immediately. Now, how do you download your leads? Well, you can do it by per day. Okay? Or you can do it over here. I got 6,381 leads. Every operating system is different. I don't know what operating system you're using, so I'm going to try to simplify it. We're going to go to download all leads. Oh, people get scared. They called me up. They said, Glenn, I got a warning. Don't worry about it, guys. I've heard this many times. It says, click the backup button below to export a delimited file of all your active subscribers, along with all your custom questions and demographic answers. So I go here and I back it up. I hit backup. List name to be exported. I hit download lead file. Okay, now I'm on Google Chrome, which I don't like. You could be on another system. I can put here and show all my downloads. And what I will do is, I don't want to do it now, but I have to open this up, and I'll explain to you how to do it. Okay, I would be opening this up in Notepad. Yeah, see, I'm on Google Chrome. I always like to use Mozilla Fox or Internet Explorer, but I can explain to you how to do it. So when you do this, you're going to open it up in Notepad. Okay, you're going to save it as a .txt file. You're going to go back on your desktop, right-click it as a TXT, and you're going to now open it up in Excel if you have Excel, and you're going to save it as a in Notepad. You're going to save it as a CSV. I'm sorry, because it's not in front of me. I'm so used to doing it. I subconsciously do things all the time. But anyway, it's on your desktop, and you're gonna save it from Notepad to a CSV, and then you're just gonna open it in your Excel. A lot of different files. You can just take the TXT, and you can right-click over it and you're gonna change the extension to a .csv. But it is very simple. For me in Google Chrome, and it's gonna be hard with screen sharing, so I don't want to do it because I'm on a CSVDB right now, so it wouldn't work because of the screen share I'm on. So anyhow, with that being said, I want to go back, and then that's how you would download your leads. So I'm going to just go over it one more time. If you would go back into it, it would open up as a TXT. You would open it up in a Notepad, and when it's in Notepad, you would save it from Notepad to a .csv file, and then you can just open it up in Excel, and you'll see everything. With that being said, I believe I went over everything I wanted to go over. Let me just take a quick note, before I take any calls. Well, what I just want to kind of go over is you want to get the most of your lead, your lead system. And I mentioned a couple things. If you still have your pad and paper, the things that I'm going to go over will be the last things, and I'm going to take calls. Is that what I mentioned on here is that you want to be proactive. You can have multiple autoresponder accounts. I showed you how to do that, list builder accounts. You have unlimited autoresponder accounts or list builder accounts. You could have 8, you could have 9, you could have 10. You say, why you want that many? It's up to you. You don't have to have that many. It's your system. And remember, I can't stress the fact it's your customized and personalized campaign. So the things you want to do is you want to add, more autoresponders, like I showed you earlier on this call. You can go back on this webinar. This is going to be on in our back office. You can actually see how to do that, and you can. I showed you how to move the people. You just go to your configuration. You go to campaign settings. You can move them. But that's the main thing I want you to do is be very active. Create more autoresponders, and I want people to broadcast. I really do. I'm not saying go crazy broadcasting, but webinar. Guys, this is a webinar. Send people to, Mike and Glenn's opportunity training webinar. Because that's what this is all about. You want to be as proactive as possible. And the way to do that is make more, have something like an 80 message series. Have a company-specific follow-up message system for yourself. If you're in some kind of a pill, a pill company or a coffee company, have a platform for your people. I know Mike is working on a message series for M&G that you'll be able to use. Hey, with that being said, it's an hour right now. On the East Coast, it's 11 o'clock. Hey, Mike.
Yep, I'm here, Glenn.
I'm going to have you come back. Let me get you back here.
I'm here. I got it.
Got you.
All
okay.
right. I guess what we're going to do, Glenn, thank you very much for that. We appreciate you taking the time. I know that with everything that's been going on, we actually have been slammed. Like I said at the beginning of this call, we expected to have maybe 25 or 100 people by the end of our first month, and we passed that in our first week, and we're 20, 30 times past that now. So what we'll do is take some questions, and to do that, just type your question underneath the video, and we're going to go down here and try to help you out with it. Again, if any of this video or any of this training confused you, if you're new to the system and maybe you came late and you missed what I said in the beginning of the training, the fact of the matter is that there's nothing that you have to do besides click that link in the quick start and fill out the form to set up your system. Once you've set up your system, you're done. You don't have to do anything after that. Everything that Glenn just did for you is a matter of customizing it to suit what you want to convey to your list, to your people. So when you entered your link into the setup field, you actually set up the entire system when you click submit. There's nothing you have to do. So what we want to do now is take just a couple of questions to see how we can help you just a little bit more. And I have one here from Jennifer Durham. She says, I'm overseas. You guys see this question probably. I'm overseas. For now, can I set up at least 2 of my business until I know what I'm doing? Jennifer, I don't understand that question. If you're asking if you can set up 2 businesses with the autoresponder, you can absolutely set up 2 businesses in the autoresponder. And what you would need to do is you would need to add another URL to the My Custom URL tags. And if you log into the members area and you go to the FAQ section, the frequently asked questions, which is a link on the left-hand side of the screen when you're in the M&G members area, it says frequently asked questions. In the autoresponder section of the frequently asked questions, I answer that question. And it should be fairly easy. So yes, you can do that, but you have to actually add the extra link into the messages yourself.
Hey, Mike, real quick, you know, I purposely set up autoresponder 3 for a situation like that if they want. You know, they can actually take the people from List Builder 1, and they actually automatically go to 2. But like she was saying, if she wants to promote another business, you know, you can put the person right into number 3, just by what I showed earlier tonight. Now, what I want to say too, it's true, like you said, you don't have to do anything. This is more, you know, a system is already set up. But what I did tonight, and what I really wanted to do tonight, was let people know that those that are the next level, okay, like these are the things that they're doing. I have people that do what's called a round robin, and I'll explain what a round robin is, and they're getting great results. They continually drip on the person. So they have maybe a company-specific message series, okay, where there's, you know, 80 messages going out. But when that's done, they bring the person back to another message series, you know, where maybe that message series is maybe 5 days apart or 10 days apart. But they're constantly dripping on people. So I just wanted, you know, to bring that up. So she can do that, and anybody can do that. If you have 2 businesses, you could just take the people and you can move them from 1 to 2, or you can move them from 1 to 3. You can do whatever you want to do.
Sure, okay? And what might be easier is just, there's 7 messages in your second autoresponder. So if you wanted to add your own messages in between those messages, you can easily do that by creating new messages in that autoresponder. So you would go to Messages, add new message, and just write the email like you would in Outlook or in Google. You set it, you tell the system how many days apart you want it to be. So there's a number, and let me see, you know what, Glenn, if you want to pop open the screen again to the list builder, and just go to the create a new message for a series and just show them the fields that are there in that area. That way you can just kind of show her what I'm talking about. I'll explain it as we're there. So give us a second. Yeah, that's good, right? Oh.
I'll go to number 2.
Okay.
Okay, so for number 2, it's going to be just view add, and, you know, like Mike was saying, you can add messages here. You can just put in here, you know, you could use, you know, set up new plain text message. You can do set up new HTML message. It says you are editing a message number 8.
Okay, what I want to show her here is that first empty field. It says message delay. No, go back to where you were.
Okay.
Just click new HTML message.
We're there.
Okay. Where it says message delay, days sent from last message, this first field. So if you have this as the first message, you would just type send immediately. But if you want this like in between some of the messages, what you would do is, or at the end of the message series, excuse me, what you would do is put a number for the number of days you want to wait after the last message before this sends. So if you put a number 2 here, after the last message in the series, 2 days will go by before this message goes out. So you can space it out. Like if you finish the 7-message series, you want to give them a 5-day break and you want to start an entirely new message series based on your second company, then you would put a number 5 here and then just write your message, and when your message is ready to go, you just click done. And that's really the easiest way to do it without having to add any custom code or anything like that into your message series. So I hope that helps. If not, you can send. Yeah.
And real quick, I'll tell them what does not work too. When you add messages, as Mike was saying, which is good, and you put them 1 day apart. Mike, I see people do this, and it does not work. People don't like to receive messages every day, one after another, in like for 2 weeks. They're gonna delete it and remove themselves.
Yeah. I hate that.
That's one of the things that doesn't work. The other thing that doesn't work, guys, is respect people. I see these messages go out, have a little bit of vulgarity in it, and to us it might not be, that vulgar, but to some people it is, So, and the people just remove themselves. So that's the 2 things. One is don't put one message, one message, one message, one message, one message. So every day they're receiving a message, okay? And don't use vulgarity, any kind of vulgarity at all. And it could be the little bit, Okay, so that's what I wanted to add.
All right, thanks, Glenn. Okay, let me go. When I set it up, it looks like I made a mistake. Should this have been my default M&G? Can I change this? You can change your messages. You can do whatever you want to do. If you accidentally edited the first message series, Glenn will go in there and put that back. That's Jennifer Durham. You might want to mark that down, Glenn, if that's what you meant. All right, let me move to I'm not really sure, Jennifer, if you can clarify. When I said it looks like I made a mistake, should this have been my default M&G? I really don't understand that question. If you want to clarify, I'll come back to you, Jennifer. So Jesse Fernandez, so when the system is done in the first URL, it will start the autoresponder on this second URL. Jesse, that's if you add messages at the end of that series. So you're going to go into your second autoresponder. You'll see the 7-message series that are there. You're going to add a new message, and then that will be message 8, and they will get all of the messages that you place after that. So you can, what Glenn and I like to tell people to do is add 100 messages, add 1,000, just spread them out so they're not going out every day. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a lifetime worth of messages going out. They're on an autoresponder, so that's the power of the list that you have, is that once they're on your list, if you run your list properly, don't overmail it, and respect them, you can send them your offers for years to come, from this business to the next business to the business after that. If you decide to sell belt buckles, you can offer your belt buckles to them. There's really no limit to what you can do once you have your opt-in list. Okay, so Jesse, I hope that answered your question. John, should we put the M&G message series in AR number 3? Yeah, if you want to do that, you can. You can set the configuration of the first series, the confirmation series, in the autoresponder configuration to automatically put people in the third autoresponder. If M&G is the only thing you're going to be advertising, you can just go in and edit the existing messages that are in autoresponder 2 and paste the messages for M&G into their place. So it's really up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it if you're just advertising one business. What you would use a third autoresponder for is really something like this. Let's say we put them in autoresponder 1 for you. Then they go into autoresponder 2, and somewhere in there you have a message that says, I also have another offer. If you're interested in finding out about this, click this link. And then when they click that link, they're moved into autoresponder 3 to show a different series. So that's if you want to give them an option of different offers that you might have. If you're only offering one, then you might as well just edit that second autoresponder series and not complicate things. But if you're doing like like I said, want to give them the option of checking out different types of offers, you can have 5 different autoresponders with 5 different offers and just have them click links that would move them into those autoresponders. We'll clarify that. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating short training videos for each aspect of the autoresponder, of the message of the system, and there will be those short videos in the members area. I had planned to have that done by now, but unfortunately you guys ganged up on us and we're catching up, okay? So let me move on to the next. I hope that answered your question. John, thanks for being here. B. Martin, I currently have Simple to Advertise and Aweber. Does this system replace both or only Aweber? Well, honestly, I am. That's my daughter right there. She just came in from me. Say hi, Christina, hi. to the 150 people that are watching you right now. She's a cheerleader in there. They have a big event tomorrow, so they went and got their hair done. So, oh, sorry, sweetie. Simple to Advertise, I'm not familiar with. I'm not sure exactly what that is. If it is an autoresponder system or a mailing system, this does everything. Glenn kind of glossed over the code form that you can do. If you watch the video that I did on Wednesday, it's in the members area. I show you how you can use those forms in your own landing and capture pages. So by using those, yes, you can replace Aweber. Simple to Advertise, I would have to know a little bit more about it to be able to answer that question. So it does do everything Aweber does, and it actually does more. It's not as pretty as an interface. It may not be as user-friendly to new people as Aweber is, but it does a heck of a lot more than Aweber does. Okay, so it absolutely replaces.
Yeah, hey, Mike, real quick, you know, Aweber is permission-based mailing.
Right.
So that's the other thing. You know, they have to fill out a form, and that's the point that I always bring up. And when the system was put together, it's something that I always believe that people are interested in a product, and they're interested in the product. And just because they didn't fill out the form, to me, that doesn't mean that they're not interested in what you have. They expressed an interest, and that's why with our system, Aweber is not needed. So think about how many people are not going into Aweber, okay, that are really interested people, interested leads, and you're losing a lot of people. So, and my aspect of this, Aweber is a great system, but it is permission based, and with our system, you don't need it.
Yeah, I think to clarify that, you can have a link in your advertisement, and someone can click your link and go to your capture page and read all about your product and may say, yeah, that's pretty cool, but I don't want to fill out that form. That's the problem with systems like Aweber. With our system, when they click on your link to go see your product, you have their information. You automatically know that they went, and you have all of their contact information. That is unique to our system. No other system can do that. You can have people, by clicking a link, be added to some sort of a list, but all you're going to get is their IP address and whatever information their browser passes to you. Our system captures all of their information through Autoresponder 1. So just a simple click, whether they like what they see on that page or not, they're going into your list. You have their contact information. You can call them. They may tell you, yeah, I saw that page and it kind of sucked. But then because you're talking to them, you have the opportunity to say, well, what is it you're looking for? And then maybe they like the list builder that we offer, and you can say, well, that's great because let me show you this. So our system gives you that second chance that you don't get with other systems. So hopefully that answered your question. B, thank you for being here. Anna Marie, yes, we will be recording this webinar. We will have this available afterwards for all the other members. We'll put a link to it in the members area in the training section. Desmond, hi Desmond. Welcome, Desmond. I've seen you back there. You're doing really good. I appreciate you being here. Hi Glenn, can we alter Autoresponder Series 1 for e.g. phone? I am overseas, cannot call them, wanted to change it to Skype. What you can do Desmond, is because phone numbers and Skype numbers are not clickable. You don't want to do that. You can send them to your M&G Home Business link to capture that information, and what you can do is enter your in the account settings of your autoresponder in the email address, for example, or no, not in the email address, in any one of those other fields, you can put your Skype information. You can even put your Skype or phone number in the custom URL tags and just enter the code for that tag anywhere you want that information to be. So you can do that in Autoresponder 1. Let me make real clear why we don't allow people to change Autoresponder 1. Because even though these people have requested information, you can contact them, and technically it's legal to contact them. That's why we give you the ability to download your leads so you can mail to them from any other system. But if you look at the fine letter of the law, you're not allowed to email people unless they specifically request information from you. And what most people do when they edit Autoresponder 1 is they start providing information about the offer that they want to present. So in other words, they're advertising an offer that this person has not opted into, which means that we could get spam complaints from that, and we have no way to protect you from that. If we get a spam complaint from somebody that says, I did not request information from this person, the only thing they're getting from Autoresponder 1 is, hey, you requested information, I have the information for you, do you still want to get it? So if they say, I didn't request information, Glenn and I can go back to that record and say, oh, yes, you did. Here's your IP address. Here's the date and time that you did it. You submitted all this information, and we can protect ourselves and we can protect you. It's not because we don't want you to be able to edit the first autoresponder. It's because we need to protect you and the offer that you're promoting from being shut down due to spam complaints or getting our IP addresses blocked. So I hope that makes it clear. But like adding a phone number or adding a Skype contact or anything like that, you can put that in the signature of all of those emails in Autoresponder 1 really easily without changing it to an actual offer. So yes, you can do that. So I hope that answered your question. Jennifer, I've already gotten down to that. Charlene, are the leads downloaded? Will they stay in the system? Charlene, Glenn, can you tell Charlene how long the leads stay in this Autoresponder 1 system after they've gone through the series?
Yeah, we keep them in there for 14 days, and we mentioned 14 days. Sometimes it could be as much as 20 days, and then the programmer goes in and cleans them out. So you have 14 days to really, remove those leads and put them onto your hard drive or
yeah. I would recommend going in there every couple of days and downloading them by the day.
Yeah, I could do that.
You can do that and merge them, or you can do download all leads. Once they're in your second autoresponder, they stay there forever. They're yours. You can download them. If you decide that M&G stinks and you want to leave, you can download all those leads and take them with you and add them to whatever list you have, because they are your leads. They are targeted for your business. They've seen your offer. They have opted in. They've received messages from you. They know who you are. The first 7 messages, the 7 messages that we put in your in your second autoresponder, they're generic messages, and they're designed to make you credible. They give you credibility. If you go in there and edit them to any autoresponder series, for example, if you're advertising a major company, most of them will provide autoresponder series or email messages that you can copy and paste. You can copy them and paste them into that second autoresponder. The only thing that you need to do is make sure that the embedded codes, like first name and things like that, match what our system requires. And you can get those codes directly from the merge codes that are available when you're creating a message. So let me go to the next person here. 1 second. All right, let me go to the next question here. Richard Butler. Richard, awesome. You're killing it. You're one of the reasons we're so darn busy here. I wish you would stop it. Just kidding, just kidding. If names in Autoresponder 2 have clicked on my URL to get to AR2, why do only a few names show up on the check my URL click section? The URLs that click will be in Autoresponder 2, so it won't track in Autoresponder 1 who's clicked on your links. It'll track in Autoresponder 2. When somebody clicks on your link in Autoresponder 1, they automatically go into Autoresponder 2. So that's really kind of a perfect way of tracking. If you log into the main section of the autoresponders and you see Autoresponder 1 and Autoresponder 2 where you select your autoresponder, if you see 5 people in Autoresponder 2, those are the 5 people that clicked your link. So I hope that clarifies. BAM Money Mastery. I can promote my blog or YouTube channel. I think I already answered that. Okay, I'm going to go up to the top now to get the newer questions. So Gyron Janice, just to clarify, in the back office of the ARs, when I select web forms, I can use those forms to plug into my personal landing and squeeze page. Yes, you can do that, and you just want to make sure that you take them from Autoresponder 2. You don't want to get the forms from Autoresponder 1. That would be pointless. You want to get them onto your personal list. So when you're creating forms, make sure you go into Autoresponder 2 and grab those forms. I hope this helps, Jaron. Thanks for being here. John Green, are there any banners we can use? Yes, John Green, if you log into the members area of M&G Home Business, go to my site, manage my website, you will see Marketing Toolbox. In there we have, I think, 5 banners and a graphic that you can use as a cover photo in Facebook. I have about 50 other banners that are almost done that we were going to use our slow first month to finish up. And you know what happened to us, so those are still in the process, but I'll start adding those little by little as we have our infrastructure in place. And just to give you an update, all of you that are just joining us or have just joined M&G and haven't seen a previous webinar, we did not expect the response we had. We went viral. We were expecting 100 people after the first month, so there's no excuse for the fact that everything is not running perfectly smooth. There's no excuse. We don't want you to think that we justify that. But the reason for it is that you guys ganged up on us so fast that we got caught with our britches down. So we are working hard to catch up, and we are almost there. I think I've finished up all the back support tickets now. So from here on out, the support tickets will be faster. And please, I'm going to put an email address up here, MG Systems LLC dot, I'm typing slow today, zendesk.com. This email address is where you want to send your support requests from now on. We do have a phone number, but we don't have the staff to be able to answer all the calls that are coming in. So if you send an email to this email address, support at MG Systems at LLC, mgsystemsllc.zendesk.com, we'll get to you. You know, if you do it late at night, our staff is only here till about 8 o'clock. We'll get to you the next morning. It won't be like it was the first few days where it took us 3 days, 4 days to get back to people. It was just we were overrun with people, and we're so grateful you're here, but we weren't prepared, and that's our bad. So please forgive us for that, and we promise that as we move forward, things will smooth out. Another thing we're going to do here is it's really hard to find where to log in for your autoresponder right now. Right now on the FAQ section, we have joined by this date, by this time, by this date, by this time, and we understand that that is just totally amateur, and it is really bad form on our part. It makes it difficult on you. But we are adding a single button that you'll be able to click that will take you directly to a place where you'll enter your username, and it'll take you to your correct login. So if you bear with us a few more days, that will be available. But in the meantime, when you find your autoresponder, please bookmark it so you don't have to come back and look for it every time. Okay? All right, so Renee, let's see, where is the trigger for link clicks so I can move leads when they click? That is in the autoresponder configuration. You're going to, Glenn, what is the option up in the autoresponder configuration to
campaigns? Talking about the campaign settings?
Yeah, campaign settings, right.
Do I want to go to it? We went over that.
Oh, you can just, yeah, you can just tell her what the name of it is. You go on
Yeah, you
campaign
just go
setting.
right to configuration and scroll down to campaign settings, and from that point you can move the person wherever you want to move them to.
Upon
You can go
clicking.
from autoresponder 1 to autoresponder 2. That's how we have it set up. You can do it to 3, but you just go to configuration and then scroll down to campaign settings.
Okay, hope that answers your question. Let's see, who's next? Jira. Just to clarify in the back office, AR, yeah, okay, I got that. The web forms. Yes, I answered that question. I got banners. I have a Pomeranian. Yes, I do. Oliver, can you say hi to the kids? Say hi to everybody out there. There he is. Yeah, he's a great dog. My wife wouldn't let me have anything bigger than that. It's actually not a Pomeranian. It's a German Spitz. Looks like a Pomeranian, but it's bigger and more of a pointed nose. Yeah, we're Pomeranian brothers. Great. Can we send traffic to our M&G promoting link, and is it possible to capture their data? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you mean by if you can advertise M&G out of your autoresponder, I encourage that, actually. I would prefer you do that, but you can use the system to advertise whatever you want. But when you would add your URL, your M&G URL, into custom tag 1, and then custom tag 1 would be in autoresponder 1. So when they click on that link, they're added to your second autoresponder and they're shown your M&G system. So I hope that answered your question, Nikolai. Is that it? Or Nikal? I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I'm horrible. And Glenn and I both are practically basket cases right now with all the work we've been doing. So Jennifer Durham, let's see, Cindy, this all sounds amazing. Can't wait to really get into this and understand even more. Cindy, believe me, the thing that Glenn and I, when we launched this, the one thing that we knew is that if people liked it when they first started, they were going to love it after they've been with it for a while. The key is to keep your expectations realistic, because building a list is a really difficult thing to do. If you look out at all of the major marketers out there, all of the most successful internet marketers out there, 90% of their efforts go towards building their list. They spend millions of dollars on pay-per-click advertising, on banner advertising, on solo ads, all to build their list. And they use that list to build any business that they join. Like you'll see, we have people on our leaderboard. I think one of the #1 guys joined less than 5 days ago. He's #1. He's got 64 people. I can guarantee you that that person had a list, and when he joined this company, he sent an email to his list asking them to join him. And that's how you are successful in network marketing. You build relationships with people. You prove yourself as trustworthy and knowledgeable through your lists messages, and then anything you do, they will follow you in. And that's what we're doing here. We're building you a list that you can take and use to promote anything you want. Now, when you're adding 300 prospects to the front end of a system, that is not a lot of prospects to build a list the way some people are expecting it to be built. We have people submitting support requests that they're angry. They've been in for 4 days. They have 1,200 leads in their autoresponder system, and they have had no conversions in M&G. Now, I understand that that would be awesome, and actually some people do get conversions with the first 300. The thing is that these are real people. These are not robots. These are not an average type of person. These are people from all aspects of life who are looking for a way to make money online. Some of them are dirt poor and can barely pay for food. Some of them are wealthy and they're looking for the next opportunity, and all the rest are right in the middle. So you can be, it's really, this system works over a period of time. When you upgrade to silver, when we release that option, you'll be able to get 700 leads added to the front end. We're also going to be adding new packages where you can get guaranteed subscribers, where we'll redirect someone directly to your site and have them automatically into your autoresponder, not loaded up in front. We're going to be adding packages that you can buy of 2,000 leads that get loaded into your first autoresponder. There's lots of things in M&G that are going to be rolled out that we've had in the works that we were planning on rolling out, the first month, the first 60 days, that are just taking longer now because of the fact that we were such idiots that we weren't prepared for the mass amounts of traffic and signups that we got. Both of us, this is the first network company that we've launched ourselves, and honestly, when we launched this, we did no advertising at all. Glenn, did we do anything other than a couple of emails? Nothing.
Nothing.
A couple of people joined. One guy that knew a few people joined and told those few people, and within 3 days we were getting hundreds of signups, and now we're getting one every 90 seconds or so, and it's picking up speed because literally the top earners in multiple of the biggest network marketing companies out there have just joined. So not only are we almost caught up to what we have to spend the next week or maybe even 2 weeks putting more infrastructure so that we don't fall behind again. Once we've done what we should have done before we launched, we will be able to move forward with all of these things that we're going to roll out and make available to you. So if you like M&G now, just stick around and wait, because it's going to get a heck of a lot better. All right. So let's see, any that I missed. The short video training sounds great. Yeah, that's in the members area. If you want to get a quick video training, if this one was too in-depth for you, or if it was over your head, what I did in the last one is I really was speaking more towards the new marketer that may not have any experience whatsoever in any type of autoresponder. So it's more, I don't want to say dumbed down, but is more newbie focused. And like I said, in the coming weeks, we're going to be, it's probably going to be a priority now because there's a lot of support requests, and to free up a lot of time, it might be just better to do these short videos. I'm going to do short chapter-like videos for each aspect of the marketing system, so that you can go into the members area and say, this is what I want to do, how do I do it, and you don't have to watch an entire video to find out. So that will be available to you. I'll make that available as quickly as I can for you. Okay? Joseph, is there a way to integrate an opt-in form to the system so we can add more leads to an autoresponder series? Yes. Like I said, it's the same way you would use the form code to add to a lead capture page. You can go into your second or your third or your fourth or however many autoresponders you created, go into form code, and it's a pretty step-by-step process that's pretty easy to follow. And if you have trouble with it, in the previous video I went a little more in depth into that than Glenn did tonight, so you'll see how to do that in the other video. So I hope that answers your question. If we keep adding messages, this is Dan Morgan, and that was Joseph Brinton. Joseph, thanks for being here. The previous one was Renee. Thank you all for being here. Every one of you, thank you for being here. Dan, if we keep adding messages to autoresponder 2, why would we need to add more autoresponders? You wouldn't. Not at all. See, that's the thinking behind M&G. As simple. Make it simple, stupid. That's the way we wanted this to be. That's why we made it so that when you fill out that autoresponder setup form, the system setup form from the quick start page, you are literally done if that's all you want to do. That's it. But yeah, what I would do, if I could recommend something to everybody, just to stay focused and not to make this more complicated than it is. If you want to add or edit anything, just go into autoresponder 2 and add messages. Edit messages, make a series one after another, have the M&G 7 series, then have your existing business 20 series, or vice versa, and then have another series at the end, and then another series at the end. And if there's ever anything special that you want to share, then you go in and broadcast that. So yeah, I mean, broadcasts are what you're going to do for up to the minute stuff, but yeah, by all means, go in there and add 10,000 messages, and then go take a 6-month vacation and see how you get signups and everything. So yeah, that's a great question, Dan, and it's not necessary to do anything other than the 2 autoresponders. But For those of you that want to go a step further, you can have as many as you want and move them from one to the other, to the other, to the other, back and forth as much as you want. All right, Dan, thanks for being here, Dan. Desmond, what happens to subscribers after they finish Autoresponder 1? That's, they just sit there. They sit there for, Glenn said, 14 days, sometimes 20 days, and then they go away. But if you download them, then they sit on your hard drive or in whatever system you put them in. But after they're done with the 5-message series, we're done. The reason we did that is because studies show, and our testing has shown, that if they don't click on your message within 5 messages, that they're not going to click on the message. You know, maybe eventually we'll add more messages onto that, but we found that it's more a waste of time than anything. So that's why, and that's what happens to those people at the end of that 5-message series. Barbara, am I correct that the first URL should not be a capture page? The system will already capture their information. Barbara Richards, yes, you're exactly right. Why? Why would you try to get their name and email address on a capture page if when they click the link you got their name, email address, phone number, date, time stamp, IP address, street address, city, state, and zip? So yeah, see, the only reason you would send anybody to a lead capture page instead of your actual sales page is because you want to know who's visiting your sales page. You want them to have to fill out a form to go visit your sales page, and that's simply to build your list. So if you already captured that information, you have an advantage over somebody that hasn't. To capture that information, you have to send somebody to a lead capture page. And if they don't fill out the information, you're not going to get a sale. Here, you can send them directly to your sales page and skip that hassle and just give them and yourself the opportunity to make a sale with one click. All right? So, Barbara, I hope that answers your question. Gary, I made the same mistake, edited the first set of email series. Will this automatically be changed? No, it won't. Gary, send an email to the support email address that I posted up here. Just let us know that you did that, and we'll go in there and fix it for you. We don't want you to have problems with your autoresponder because of people complaining that you're spamming them. So, Gary, thanks for asking, and thanks for bringing it to our attention. You know, we sometimes go in there and check to see what you're doing. Not to make sure you're following the rules, but to make sure you haven't messed something up. A lot of people have filled out that autoresponder setup form without checking their URL, and the URL doesn't work. So it's really sad that that would happen. And if we didn't catch it, you'd have an autoresponder system, and you'd be sending us support tickets why you're not getting leads. A lot of people have gone into the autoresponders, and instead of changing the merge tag, the custom URL tag, they've gone in and put their actual URL in the message. It works, it sends people to your page, but it doesn't do what the system does. It doesn't capture the information. It doesn't move them to an autoresponder. It doesn't track that they clicked. So we do go in there just to make sure everybody's systems are optimized, and if we find that somebody has edited those messages, we'll change them back without your permission. But we won't do it like, we don't actually police them per se. That said, we will catch it if you do it on purpose. So,
hey, Mike, real quick, on the setup, on the setup and the propagation, we have people that go in, just as you said, and checks the URL. So anybody out there, you might want to go into your URL and make sure that you have the HTTP in front of it. Okay, you want HTTP : // then www. My people are telling me, Glenn, I would say 1 out of every 10, and I really want to cut that down because that's just too much. And then we have to determine, what URL is it actually that that they're trying to give us. So just remember, check the URL, even tonight, guys, or even tell people in your group, make sure the URL is correct, because if we do miss it, you're generating traffic. Okay, in other words, but they're not seeing your offer. So please make sure that the URL is working, and it starts with HTTPs.
Right, right. And for those that are promoting M&G, make sure that you let your referrals know that they should paste the URL they're going to use, they should actually put it in their browser, make sure it works, and then copy it right out of the address bar in your browser and paste it in. That way you know it works, there's going to be no typos, and everything's good. Our guys that are loading the autoresponders, the staff that we put in place, they're great. They catch most of them, and in fact, I'd be surprised if they didn't catch all of them, but we can't guarantee that we've caught all of them. So what Glenn's saying is just cover your bases and make sure that your URL is correct in my URL tag 1. And that, again, that's in configuration, custom URL tags. My tag 1 is the URL that is automatically merged into the first autoresponder messages and the second autoresponder messages. Yep. Now you can go into autoresponder 2 and change my URL 1 tag there without affecting the first one. So you want to make sure that if you do change your offer, that you change it in the first one at least, and then go into the second and change it there if you haven't edited those messages that are already there. So let's see, let me make sure. I'm kind of lost here because I've been going up and down. I don't know who I've answered and who I haven't. If I missed your question tonight, please send a support ticket. You can, if you're in the Skype chat room, you can hit us up there. We're going to have to create another Skype chat room because you can only have 300 people in one, and we're already maxed out. So I'm going to be creating another Skype chat room that will add the newer members that are coming on. And you can also go to our Facebook page, and let me give that URL to you now here so that you can, well, actually, yeah. Really, if you want to get on the Facebook page, because we've made it private because we had a lot of people that weren't members that were getting on there and they were posting their ads and stuff, so you can't get on it without us adding you. So if you want to get onto our Facebook page, go to that URL or send an email to that support at M&G Systems LLC.zendesk.com. I type a lot faster than that. I don't know what my deal is tonight. I'm practically retarded at this point. Support at mgsystemsllc.zendesk.com. Send a support ticket, say you want to be added to the Facebook page and you want to be added to the Skype chat room, and I will get you on there, and that's a good way. We monitor that throughout the course of the day. Obviously, right now that we're playing catch-up, we're not on there as much as I would like to be, but we do go back and forth on there, and we will see your questions there. But the safest way to make sure we don't miss you is to use that email address that I just gave you. It'll be a ticket. Excuse me, you can track it. We can go back and forth and keep the thread alive there. So do that. Julia Mitchell, thank you as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. We really appreciate you guys. The fact that you've trusted us and our system enough to join us and actually come to these webinars and be enthusiastic, it blows us away. We feel really blessed. Glenn and I just keep looking at each other saying, man, you know, we must have done something right somewhere because everything's falling into place for us. And the reason it's falling into place for us is Glenn and I, we're different than most of the people in this industry. Glenn and I have no ego whatsoever. We know that we don't know everything, and what we do is we speak to the people that know more than us, and we let them help us, and we know we're going to make mistakes, and we just want to work with people that are similar in mind. And we really feel lucky to have you here in our company, and we want you to be here for a long time. So JB Marshall, Gary Trotman, Carmel Corbett, Julia, Jennifer, Desmond, Renee, Dan, Nikolai, Virgil, Louise, Desmond, Lisa, Renee, Rick, Jiren, John, Bam, all you people that are here, everyone that is a member, we appreciate your patience as we put these things into place for you and for us. And Glenn and I's motto, and it's the way we operate, we know that if we make money for other people, that those people are going to stick with us and will make money also. So that's what we did when we put M&G together. You won't find a compensation plan anywhere with fewer requirements. All you have to do is have an active subscription to earn money from every single person that ends up in your matrix, whether you referred them or not. We give you 100% of the setup fee. So if somebody joins, we pay you that $49.95. If they quit before they renew, we lose money. We're willing to lose money betting on the fact that if we do something that's going to benefit you financially and benefit you in your internet marketing, that you're going to stick with us, and we have faith that we'll make money, that we're going to keep more people than we lose, and we will make money too. So that's our philosophy. That's Glenn. That's me. I'm Michael. Glenn, this is this here is Glenn. Hi, Glenn. I'm Michael. We want to thank you guys all for being here. If we didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. If we didn't show you what you wanted to see in the autoresponder system, send a support ticket. We will get back to you as quickly as it is humanly possible. It may not be instantly, but it'll be, you know, within a day, hopefully a lot sooner than that. And as systems smooth out, I'm sure we'll have fewer support tickets, and the support tickets will be faster. We're adding support personnel. We're adding infrastructure. We're adding benefits into the members area. So everything you're going to see, you're at the beginning of what we believe, we hope and believe, is going to be a really, really big internet marketing company in the months and years to come. And you are literally at the top of a matrix that is going to be hopefully 250,000 strong within the next 18 months, which means your matrix will be full. And we're going to give you other ways to make money as well. The first way is going to be to upgrade to silver. We're going to charge $139.95 a month. You're going to get 700 leads. Your commission in the matrix quadruples, and you get more commissions from the upgraded members. When you are a silver member and somebody you referred upgrades, you get that first $139.95 payment 100%. If you're a bronze member and somebody you referred upgrades to silver, you get 33% of that, no matter where they are in your matrix. There is nobody out there that's willing to give so much of their money back to the members as what we're doing. And I think that's why we have viral growth. That's why the leaders are coming, because they know that the people that have been failing in other companies can make money here. And that's what we're all about. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Glenn and I got to get some rest, or tomorrow everything's going to explode.
Mike, you covered it all in this last end of it, but definitely it's I got to get back to the servers. So thank you everybody for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Bye, guys. We'll see you in the next one. There's going to be a lot more of these. The only reason there hasn't been 3 a week right now is because of the fact that we are idiots and we fell way behind. So we'll get back on that schedule, and we'll have not only 2 trainings a week, we will have an opportunity training a week, and we're going to have daily calls at 3 o'clock where you can call in and talk to Glenn and I, let us know what's going on out there, what you need, what is missing, what's going well. And as we get that feedback, we will make changes in the company to improve, to fit your needs, and to move forward in a smoother, more profitable way for everybody. So thank you from M&G Home Business. Good night.